Do you know which tea samurais drank for improved concentration and endurance? Matcha. Matcha is one of the most famous teas globally. Something really interesting is that matcha makes up just 6% of Japan's total tea production, which is up from 2% 10 years ago. Now there's a number of grades of matcha. The two that I will be talking about today is ceremonial grade, which is what we sell here at Matcha. And there's also culinary grade. In very simple terms, matcha is made by taking tencha tea leaves and grinding it down into a fine powder. While matcha grading is unregulated, there are a few key things you should be looking out for when you're looking for your ceremonial grade matcha. And this is number one, that it's always the first harvest. Number two, the youngest leaves. And the third point, that it's shade grown. So ceremonial matcha is shade grown for approximately 20 days. And it is that shade growing that really enhances that umami flavor. And the umami flavor is L-theanine. L-theanine is what promotes a calm and positive mind, and those effects kick in as soon as 40 minutes after consumption. Another really cool thing about matcha, and specifically ceremonial grade matcha, is that the caffeine is slow releasing. And the reason for this is because of the theanine content that is in ceremonial matcha. So that's why you don't get that sudden spike or the crash and the jitters that you may get with other caffeine sources such as a coffee. So as we know, ceremonial matcha is made from the youngest and finest leaves. And it's those youngest leaves that have the highest caffeine content. And the reason for that is because it acts as an insect repellent. In addition to the younger leaves containing more caffeine, with matcha powder, you're also consuming the whole leaf. So naturally, you're going to be taking in more caffeine for that reason. In terms of the flavor of caffeine, we know that caffeine is bitter and it stimulates the central nervous system, which promotes alertness. When you take these two components, theanine and caffeine, they really balance each other out and create a really harmonious balance. Just throw in a couple more balances in there in one sentence. How many can I fit in there? So currently we offer 2 certified organic ceremonial grade matcha powders. The first one here is from Kagoshima. This one here is a single origin or single cultivar, and it's naturally on the sweeter side. When you whisk this one, the texture is incredibly silky and it's delicious. The other one that we have is another certified organic ceremonial grade matcha powder. And this one here is from Uji Kyoto. This one is a blend of 5 different cultivars, and the result of that in terms of flavor profile is that it is very high in umami and equal sweetness to bitterness and earthiness. When whisked, this one froths up incredibly well, better than any other matcha powder that I've ever whisked. Both of our matcha powders are best prepared between 60 and 80 degrees. Because they are ceremonial grade matchas, we really encourage you to prepare them and drink them the traditional way, which is with water at that 60 to 80 degrees and whisked with a chasen. However, these also do very, very well if you like to add milk and turn your matcha into a latte, whether that's with dairy milk or soy milk, and can also be used in cooking as well. Like all teas, the way that you store it is very, very important. So you need to keep it away from air, light, heat, and also moisture. Particularly with matcha, it starts to oxidize as soon as it's opened, but you can really take care of it by keeping it in the fridge. If you're purchasing a bigger pack, you may even want to consider keeping it in the freezer, because if you are keeping it in an airtight container that is opaque and not letting any light in, it's still going to stay in its powdered form. It won't freeze, it'll stay in its powdered form, and it's going to stay fresh for when you want to prepare your matcha.